what do you do if one of your targeted accounts just went through a round of funding? What about a round of layoffs? What if they hired a new CIO or they're hiring a whole bunch of new software developers? What do you do with that? Well, asking those questions can be really, really helpful in further defining your ideal client profile. Now, there's also a place for these in month-to-month account prioritization, and so I don't want to discount that, but we're talking today about ICP, so I want to focus there. And if you think about what we established a couple of videos ago, that your ICP is essentially defining what creates the most fertile ground for demand for the kinds of products and services that you offer, right? The kinds of problems that you solve. And if you're hiring a new CIO, it's going to open up a whole new realm of questions and possibilities and requirements and challenges, and they're going to be open to new ways of solving things than they were before. They're going to have new prioritized problems to solve that maybe they didn't care about before. So it shifts what kinds of where that fertile ground lies and what kinds of solutions they are looking for. So there are some changes that make them more fertile and some that make them less fertile for whatever your product or service is. So what are the kinds of events that you should be looking for? Well, there are some great data vendors out there that give you all kinds of data around different kinds of events. We talked about Rev in the previous conversation, but there are a lot of other vendors that can provide that information as well. And so, the kinds of things you should be thinking about are things like financial realities. So they got new funding. Maybe they were acquired by another company. Maybe they acquired another company. Bringing in new, any sort of new hires. Now, these could be strategic new hires, like a new C-suite person. This could be a trend where maybe they're hiring more software developers, and that might indicate something about where they are investing in the future. Maybe they're hiring a certain kind of developer, and that might suggest what kinds of where they're going to be focusing strategically in the future. This could be things like reflections of reality on the ground. So for instance, they went through layoffs, or they're accelerating hiring, they're opening more locations, closing more locations. These are all events that tend to either themselves create fertile ground or kill fertile ground, or they are reflective of ground that is fertile or infertile for demand as well. So those are the kinds of things to be thinking about. A lot of data vendors out there that can provide this. We have a few that we work with more frequently. Happy to have a conversation about who those are and how we can help with that. But mostly just wanted to emphasize you need to think about these events when you're defining your ICP, not just using them to prioritize that ICP later.